Marshall.
Roll call. Toth. Here. Oberdorf.
Here.
Eckel.
Here.
Marquette. Here. Bruce. Here. Eben. Here. Reynolds.
Here.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes for the August 8th, 2022 regular council?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of approving the minutes of August the 8th, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Is there a motion to approve the agenda for the September 12th, 2022 regular council meeting?
Mr. Mayor, we need to add an executive session at 8A after correspondence
Okay,
to discuss personnel.
Are you adding facilities minutes,
Oh, I'm
too?
sorry. And also add facilities committee.
that'll be B.
We got Marina and Parks as well.
That's,
I think that's facilities we talked about.
sorry, Mr. Marquette. That's the one I meant.
Are you making the motion to accept it as amended?
Motion to accept the agenda as amended.
Second.
All those in favor of accepting the agenda as amended, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, we have a presentation for the Northwest Water and Sewer District. Tom, you want to come up? All right, you're my new best friend.
Thanks, Tom. See you next time.
See you.
Go Tribe.
So, hey, it's nice to see everybody. It's been a long time. I apologize. We should get more off with me. I have to shuffle at it. I'll say a few words when I'm done. The map I just handed out to you is kind of a nice summary of the sewer rehabilitation work we've been doing and we're planning to do. One of the issues that we all don't like is that manhole down there on Colony, down by the Grassy Creek, that sometimes gets too much pressure and blows the lid off. So we've been talking to EPA about it and what we can do. So you'll see something, an outline on there. Todd, I'll get you a copy of it. So you can see this too. There's a blue outline, a couple of blue outlines there. That's a project we're gonna do next year. We applied for funding from EPA and also from Ohio Public Works Commission. The big blue area on there is the Grassy Creek Interceptor. When I first started working in Rossford about 25 years ago, I kept hearing stories about this terrible 30-foot deep interceptor that's buried in glass. It's an 18-inch concrete sewer. Terrible sewer. We finally were able to get our camera truck in there to get inside and look at it. It's concrete, it's 18 inches, it's got hinge cracking going on, which means there's cracks at the like a four-corner square that will collapse if we don't do something about it. It's leaking badly, there's a lot of root intrusion. We believe that's a huge source of the stormwater getting into the sanitary system. And we think by fixing that, maybe we can reduce or eliminate the problems with that manhole. EPA is behind us, they understand what we're doing, they appreciate what we're trying to do here. It will be largely trenchless repair, and we know that's a sensitive area by the creek and in people's backyards, so we'll do most of it through trenchless. There will be some excavation work at the manholes that have to be fixed. And there's a few other projects in that same area. We'll get you more detail as time goes on. We want to really tighten that area. That's our worst area in the city of Rossford. So that project's about $2 million and should happen next year. We're going through the budgeting process right now as well. We're talking to Todd and Allison about coordinating on other projects, which I think has worked very well in the last few years. So we appreciate the coordination on your part with us. One of the issues we have coming up, City of Toledo's sewer contract with us expires at the end of 25. And we send them a lot of stormwater, particularly Rossford. That's kind of the worst area right now. We're making it better. So we're really making a focus on fixing this system. We just hired a contractor or an engineer called Tetra Tech to do a sewer model for us to see how much flow we're actually sending to Toledo and how the sewer system will react when we do certain things to it to make it work better. It's expensive, but it's money well spent. Tetra Tech also did the sewer model for Toledo. We have a great relationship with the staff of Toledo, and I believe we'll get a good model out of this. So we may end up having to build a storage basin somewhere We've also looked at potentially building a wastewater plant on the north end to take care of some of the flow, and even partnering with Toledo on that, or perhaps even the city of Perrysburg. So there's some options out there that we're looking at to try to resolve the sewer problems that we have. So we got a long way to go, but it took a long time to get here, so we're pretty pleased with the results so far. We've been able to knock the peak flows down about probably 25% so far. We've spent about probably $15 million on the sewer system to date, so be a few more million.
Okay.
So,
Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Stalter? All right. Thank you so much.
let me introduce Chuck Ladder real quick and let him, he wants to talk.
Yeah, hello, everybody. Nice to meet you. A little different council room than in Macomb. I was the former mayor there, and if you like Allison, you can thank me. But anyhow, I'm here. I am serve on the board. I actually keep Tom in line, and I just want to let you know my seat is up this year, so you'll get a nomination. I was the former mayor of Macomb. Before that, was in the private sector with the senior living business. And look at the resume. I know there's an opponent. I won't say anything more about him, but just look at the resumes, and I'd ask for your vote.
Thank you.
And I can tell you, I get more calls from Chuck than all the other board members combined.
That's a fact.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, committee reports, Recreation.
Thank you, Mayor. Rossford Parks Recreation Committee for 8/8/22. Attendance, Toby Ledesma, myself, Dan Wilburn, Brennan Reynolds. Meeting is called to order at 5:15 p.m. Recreation software, Mr. Ledesma showed the board a demonstration of Rec Desk. The software will allow for online payments for membership rentals programs. The website is up and running, but the department has some final training on the credit card processor. Might add, we had a meeting tonight, and that's all been taken care of. After training and testing the online purchasing, it will be ready for the public. Riverfest. Recreation Committee is finalizing the plans for Riverfest Festival, which will take place on August 20th. Fireworks will take place at 10 p.m. Recreation Department will have a bounce house on the infield and offer laser tag in the multi-purpose courts. Halloween Parade. The parade will be on October the 30th, starting at 2 p.m. The committee is hard at work making plans for the event, and will have registration forms out soon. Wood County Parks grants. The Recreation Department is planning on applying for grant funding from the Wood County Parks District. The applications are due at the end of the October. Facility rentals. Mr. Ledesma showed the board the current rates for facility rentals within the Recreation Center and at the parks. He recommended looking at a small increase in rates as has not been done for at least 5 years. Service project. Mr. Ledesma showed pictures and explained some recent completed projects within the park system, Eagle Point projects, Jacob Van Horn, John Fulchek Park Pavilion, Grassy Echo, information signs at Island View Park, community service project, Cedar Creek Church Veterans Park. Cedar Creek Church volunteers a number of its people to come in and help with community projects. Meeting was adjourned at 5:50 p.m.
Okay, any questions? Okay, facilities.
Facilities, we met on Wednesday, September 7th at 8:15. In attendance were myself, Mr. Toth, Mr. Roos, Mr. Audette, Mr. Kolb, Mr. Ledesma, Ms. O'Boyle, and Ms. Murray. And also in attendance was Louis Bauer. Todd Audette discussed the status of the Indian Hills property. After the 106 study, it is unlikely the city would be able to build anything at this site. Mr. Audette recommends demolishing the building and perhaps covering the front 5 acres for use as ball fields or green space, and then maintaining the trails. Mr. Roost asked if the city could develop a plan to utilize the adjacent former landfill property as well as any unusable space at the Indian Hills site. Administrator Murray discussed the Clean Vessel Act grant and monies the city was awarded to replace the pump-out station at the marina. Mr. Roost asked if Ms. Murray could speak with the ODNR about tying this grant into the Vets Park concession grant, allowing the sewer work for the new concession building to tie into the new pump-out station at the marina. Ms. Murray said she would contact ODNR to follow up. The parcels at 545, 527, and 529 Glenwood Road were discussed. All three parcels were appraised for a total of $92,000 by an independent appraiser. Louis Bauer, the owner of the parcels, was in attendance. Mr. Marquette asked Mr. Bauer the price for his properties. Mr. Bauer began shouting the city was engaged in dirty games and had cost his family money. Mr. Marquette began to speak. Mr. Bauer interrupted and again began shouting the appraisals were corrupt. The city had refused to give him the information and name of the company providing the appraisals. Mr. Marquette once again attempted to ask Mr. Bauer the price he wanted for his properties, and rather than giving an amount, Mr. Bauer kept shouting that everybody was corrupt and that perhaps he should bring a suit against the city for not purchasing his properties last year. Mr. Roos and Mr. Marquette once again asked Mr. Bauer the price he wanted for his properties. Rather than answer, Mr. Bauer continued shouting about being able to sell his properties for senior condos for more than the city had offered him. Mr. Roos made a motion to purchase Mr. Bauer's properties for $100,000. Mr. Marquette seconded the motion, and all committee members voted yes. Mr. Bauer began shouting that it was going to cost the city a whole lot more than that to buy his properties. All members of the committee, as well as Ms. Murray, suggested that Mr. Bauer sell his properties to a developer for senior condos, as the city did not wish to stand in the way of his property sale. A short discussion took place on Eagle Point School property, with the committee recommending that the city once again put out a request for proposals for that site. Mr. Roos would like the city to look into a preliminary plan to build a walkway from Beach Street Park pickleball courts to the bridge on Glenwood, then on to the pickleball courts by the post office, to be completed by June 1st, 2023, in time for the National Pickleball Tournament. A plan for a new footbridge across the creek with connecting trails is still the long-term goal for connecting the pickleball courts, but cannot be completed by June 1st, 2023. Ms. Murray will continue to look for a solution for the fountain in front of the City Hall prior to spring of 2023, and will also continue to plan for updates to City Council chambers. Mr. Roos advised Council could meet at the library or annex while updates were completed. The committee meeting adjourned at 9:45.
Any comments or questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead.
what kind of proposals are you looking for the Eagle Point School property?
I think we're just looking for a developer to bring something to the table. Right. We have not as a committee said that that property should be used for A or B or C. So am I correct in saying we're just looking
That's the
for
way
someone
I
to come up with an
understood it,
idea or come forward with something for that property?
I thought at
It's
the
not gonna be-
last,
I can tell you, it's not going to be a Taco Bell, and nobody's supporting a dog park.
I thought at the last committee of the whole, we, as a council, thought that it was just going to be green space and be some kind of park.
Well, again, I think we're looking to see what someone brings. I know I support keeping as much green space as possible, but that's just me. But it's,
I think I don't know, I don't want to speak for the committee. I think they just were looking for whatever anybody had an idea for to go there.
Okay. I thought that we talked about this at several committee of the wholes, and there was no, that condos weren't going to fit, and that there was no talk of, or there was no further interest in trying to putting something else in there that didn't fit the neighborhood. So I'm a little surprised to see that, since we've talked about it so many times.
It's, in my opinion, it's September. Nothing's going to happen this year, so you guys just keep talking about it, keep getting input, and we'll figure it out.
and we're not committed. I mean, it's just a step forward to have someone come forward with an idea and some money and maybe come up with a plan that, just because we're putting it out there doesn't mean we're going to buy into what they present to us.
Well, this city council, for the most part, has overseen almost $500 million worth of real estate development. I have no doubt that as a team we'll figure it out and do what's best. So whatever that is.
I was just going to comment. I, as much as anybody, would love to see that green space forever, but there has been a lot of people who've come up to me, a lot, 3 or 4, that say, we need condos. We need old folks living that we're not going up and down steps, you know, somebody's taking care of the yard, someone's shoveling the driveways, so they're looking for that type of development. I'm not quite sure what they can fit in that space, but again, the developer can come forward, present us what they have to bring to the table and offer, and we make a decision based off that.
Gotcha.
So then we're still looking for things. And
Yeah.
it's not,
Yeah.
that's just disappointing because I thought back in March at the rec center, we talked park, and then again here, we talked park, and now we're not talking park. And I did ask earlier, and I guess you were on leave, how to dedicate it park, and that's why I didn't get an answer, because
No,
that wasn't the plan.
I actually asked Kevin, and he said we didn't need to dedicate it as a park because right now it's public space and it can be used for anybody can go from the public now and utilize it.
But if we dedicated a park, the conversation of bringing a developer in to put something else in there ends. So,
I just asked Kevin the question of whether we needed to dedicate it as a park, and he said no at
Yeah,
this
I mean,
point.
if somebody wants to use it, it's a public place. If they want to go set up a picnic, go to a picnic.
no, my point is that the strife in the community with people stressing out about what's going to go in there would end if we said, hey, it's going to be a park.
I would agree with that.
But we're not giving them that peace of mind, and we're still looking for whatever. And I know there's neighbors there that were under the impression that, not under the impression, that weren't fans of cramming houses of any kind in there. So
Definitely, I've heard from them.
that's disappointing.
And again, personally, I think that'd be the perfect spot for a municipal swimming pool.
I agree.
So anyways, we'll figure it out. No decision's been made. There's no plan. And the administration doesn't have an opinion right now. So we're good. Marina?
No, yeah. No, that was it.
That was all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Facilities, Parks, and Marina.
I'm a little rusty. All right, report of the mayor and administrator. Allison, do you have anything this evening?
Yes, just very quickly. Brush pickup this year will begin the week of September 26th. It'll run the 26th through the 30th, and a street-by-street schedule is available on the city's Facebook page if you want to know when your street is scheduled during that week. The Halloween parade will take place on Sunday, October 30th at 2 p.m. The theme this year is movie villains, and it will take the same route as it has in previous years. There are sign-up sheets available at rossfordrecreation.com where you can actually sign up right online, or you can actually print it out from there and fill it in and turn it in at the rec center. You can also get copies at the library or City Hall if you'd like to sign up for the Halloween parade. The drainage and pavement project work began this week on Hillview, Helen, Eleanor, and Central. Letters went out last week to the citizens that live on those streets that are affected. The tree removal will be taking place today and tomorrow in the next couple days, and it will be followed by drainage improvements, driveway replacements, and paving. And also, the last thing I had was week 2 of the Citizens Police Academy is Wednesday, September 14th, and the subject is use of force. And I hear that someone may get tased, so if anyone from council or the administration would like to show up, it's at the annex.
Not to be tased, just to watch them.
Yeah, well, not that we're going to tase you guys.
I thought you were going to jumpstart the mayor or something.
I got that. So far, it's stuck. So is that it, Allison?
That's all I have, thank you.
I just wanted to thank all the department heads, the administration, and especially city council. I've had a unique couple of months. I feel great. I feel like I'm almost 100%. And again, I just wanted to thank everybody. Caroline, you did a great job. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
And very much appreciate it. That's all I have. Oh, not that I'm coming back the first day and trying to create more work for city council, but I would think it would be awesome now that the city is taking over the Halloween parade, if you guys would be in the Halloween parade. Maybe a float, maybe a fire truck, or just walk it, or something. So if you guys want to do that, and you need any resources to make that happen, just let us know, and we'll do that.
Mayor?
Yes.
I think we should all dress up like you, with the khakis and a baseball cap.
Well, it is Halloween, and I know you're supposed to scare people, so that might work. So, all right, thank you so much again. I can't tell you how much it meant to me during that time. So, and Robert, I found out at the last minute, and I was able to attend your dad's service and funeral, and I'm sure everybody in this room has read that obituary, and I don't know if I've ever seen an obituary of a more accomplished gentleman. It was unbelievable, and I joked with Robert. I said, the only thing your dad didn't do was walk on the moon. So, again, our condolences and sympathy to you and your family at that difficult time.
Thank you.
All right. That's all I have. Correspondence.
I have several pieces of correspondence, Mayor. I'll summarize a couple of them. The first one is from the Toledo-Lucas County Port Authority, City of Toledo, and the Maumee Advisory Committee. They're hosting a public open house on Tuesday, September the 20th, from 4 o'clock to 6:30 at the Walbridge Park Picnic Pavilion to discuss their plans to improve water quality and aquatic habitat while trying to restore and protect Clark Island and Delaware Horseshoe Islands out in the river. Second piece of correspondence is from the Rossford First Baptist Church, letting us know that Pastor Shears will be celebrating 30 years of pastoring this year. They're going to have a celebration March 19th, 2023 and March 26, 2023, and they're extending to us an opportunity to purchase a space in the special edition Pastor's Anniversary Souvenir booklet. I have the form. The third item is, and I will make copies of this and give it to all the councilmen because your vote doesn't have to be in until October 31st. This is a note from Jerry Greiner. 2 nominees were received for the open municipal appointed board seat. They have a ballot and resumes for the 2 candidates, one of which Chuck Latta was here. The other one, a gentleman by the name of Joe Wasson. They're both from Macomb. They have their application. I'll make copies and make sure the council gets to see those. And finally, this is a note to Mayor, Council, and friends. Thank you for all the support this week during this difficult time. Life is full of adventures, and my dad is on to the best one of all. Thank you, Mr. Roos.
Okay. Go ahead, Robert.
Quick question. Just refresh my memory, what do we do with the 2 nominees for the Water Sewer Board?
Is this an at-large position? It's not our
The
appointment.
open municipal appointed board seat.
Right, so it's not our appointment.
Okay, so we don't, okay, it was just for our information.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Introduction of ordinances.
Mr. Mayor, we have